Hey, English 101, welcome to week number 3. Let's get started. All right, as this is an 8-week class, we are moving really quickly. We're at the 3-week mark, and believe it or not, that's almost halfway through. So with that said, this week you should have been working with your groups to finish drafting your paper and meeting with me in conferences. Thank you to everyone that was able to make it. If you were not able to make it to a conference, or reschedule with me, you will receive a 0 for that assignment. Please send me an email. We'll see if we can fit you in, but at this point, we're kind of running out of time. Also, if you were removed from a group for non-participation, you should have received an email from me to give you an alternative assignment. If you didn't receive that email, if you missed it for some reason, please email me and let me know. With that said, this week, we're going to start off with looking at our calendar. As always, the current week is the first thing on the calendar, and you'll see the big thing is finishing up your group assignment and submitting in that. So you'll see on our weekly materials link that we'll look at in just a second, a video that explains how in detail to submit that assignment. So you need to finish it up in enough time that everybody can. The assignment is due Monday, so that's February 6th by 11:59 p.m. Everyone must turn in their own copy of the paper, even though I know, and I said in your conferences, each of you will turn in the exact same copy. All right, with that said, we're also moving on to our E2 assignment this week, which is position papers. So going back to our Blackboard page, if you click on the link that says Essays and Portfolio Assignment, you'll see that the information for reading our next assignment is up there. There's a link to what the assignment is, its overview and all of the requirements. You can also choose to do this assignment as an individual. You can be like, I'm done with groups, I'm done with partners, or you can sign up to write it with another person in the class. Actually, you can choose somebody that's in any of my current English 101 classes, and I have 7. So you have some options. So the link to do that is there as well. I will just, draw your attention to the due date, right? This is a really short assignment. In fact, it's a maximum of 1,000 words. You cannot go over it, right? So I really want you to pay attention that you only have a week to turn this around in terms of your position papers. Beyond that, of course, every week we have our discussion board assignment, right? So this week, you're going to be continuing to practice rhetorical analysis by looking at some videos that I have posted and thinking about what in them represents ethos, pathos, and logos. So we'll keep coming back to that until it's drilled right into our heads. And as always, in our discussion board is our link to our weekly materials. So everything that's listed on the calendar that you need to watch or do this week is here. So again, the video on how to submit your group paper is the first thing. There's also a video about MLA documentation style. In theory, I would love it if you all have done this before. If not, this is an introduction to what your paper should look like in its final draft. There's the link again here, as well as in Blackboard, to the E2 overview. There's also a link to an example that a student did a couple of years ago to kind of give you an idea of what they did right or what they did wrong, what you might choose to do in yours. And the last is a video about addressing opposing viewpoints, because in your position papers, you do have to take 2 different points of views. All right. So that's all that I have for you this week. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me and good luck.